Hello, Chachskies. Hello. Welcome to the Cha Beat. We're pretty low energy today. Who out there is low energy today? Me. Low energy, queen of low energy coming through. More energy than yesterday. Oh my God, Chachkies. Yesterday, I took a 4-hour nap in the afternoon, like just 2 o'clock rolled around, and I was like, I'm pretty tired. I think I'm just gonna like watch a show for a minute. And then I like barely made it through an hour-long show and was like, I have to take a nap. And like 4 hours later, woke up. And then I made some soup. I love soup. Made some soup and went back to bed. And then I slept for like 13 hours. And I'm still kind of tired. So I'm just really sleepy right now, and thus the energy level is kind of low on today's cha cha beat. It's a slow beat today, but that's all right because if every day were like a crazy energetic beat, well, we would all be exhausted, wouldn't we? Especially as women, because, well, we don't have a lot of energy every single day. It goes in cycles, it goes in waves. And right now, my cycle is dragging me down to exhaustion. I'm also not that talkative today. These are all just symptoms of being a woman, being a little more insular, being a little bit more antisocial, being a little less bubbly, wanting to try new things today, just wanting to stick to the usual shtick, get today over with, get tomorrow over with, get the next week over with, really, until my energy starts to come back up. And isn't that what it is to be a woman? Constantly just waiting for the energy to come back up. Unless the 1 week that you actually like have energy, and during that week you got to get it all done because it's just gonna like crash after that. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments. Do you feel like you're just like constantly on this wheel of energy drain? I do. And I don't even have a demanding life. I used to have much more of a get up and go lifestyle. I used to live in a city. I used to have a corporate job where, 5 days a week, you got to get up, you got to take the bus or the subway and get to the office and be there for the 8 hours and the hustle and paying attention and the meetings and the assignments and the projects and the status reports and the emails. And then, come home and just be like totally drained and wiped. And during this time when I'm just like blah, like I would just be like zombie zone like the whole day. But now I don't have that. I don't have a corporate job anymore. I don't live in a city anymore. My life is like pretty mellow. And yet there's still days that I have all the energy and days that I have none of the energy. Why it can't just be like a steady stream of energy all the time? Well, I guess if it were, I would be a man because men don't go through the flux of the hormonal and energy changes the way that women do. And I'm not a man. I am woman. Hear me roar. I'm too tired to roar. I don't feel like roaring today. I don't feel like doing anything today, tchotchkes. I really just want to take another nap, eat more soup. My nap was so nice yesterday. I was on the couch and the breeze was coming through, the summer breeze was coming through the window. It was really lovely. Absolute, just perfect temperature. I was under a duvet blanket on the couch, but the breeze was cool that came through the windows. I had the ceiling fan on to just like circulate it all. Wild dreams. I always have wild dreams. Last night, when I slept for like 15 hours last night, I had a dream. Well, I had several dreams, but one of them involved I was in like some kind of class, some kind of like getting credits for some kind of like tennis class, but the class took place in the pool. Like we were playing tennis in the pool. and I forgot to wear my bathing suit. I don't know if it's because I just wasn't paying attention or I really didn't care or whatever, but I didn't want to get in trouble, or I didn't want to have to like not get credit for the class because then I would like have to do it all again. So I was like, whatever, I'm wearing like, underwear and a bra. It's kind of like a bikini. And if I get in the pool really quickly, the instructor won't notice that I'm not actually wearing a bathing suit. I was wearing red underwear and a black bra, and the underwear was on inside out. Cause you know how in ladies' panties, like you have like the regular, the fabric of the underwear, and then in the part that like goes between your legs, like there's an extra like doubling of the fabric. Well, that doubling the fabric was like on the outside. So I'd put my underwear on inside out and just like, stripped down to my underwear and bra and got in the pool and was like trying to play tennis. Now, what does this mean? What is the symbolism of this dream where I am playing tennis in the pool for some kind of, I don't know if it's like academic credit. Like, I'm not really sure what kind of class I was in, but it was definitely like there was an instructor and there were other people, other students like in the class that were playing water tennis in my bra and inside out underwear. Chachskies, are any of you dream experts? Like, what could this possibly mean? I had another dream that I was working in some kind of like department store or something. And for some reason, I had all of my shoes were there. I had all these like awesome pairs of like high heels and just like really like sexy, funky shoes collection that like my own personal shoes. And for some reason, I decided to like move them to the top floor of this department store, thinking that that's just where I'm going to keep my shoes on the shelves here. And then I guess that someone bought them, or they sold them for whatever reason. My shoes weren't there anymore. And I came back and I'm like, where are all my shoes? And they're like, well, why would you put your shoes here? And I was so upset because I really loved all of these shoes. Like they were, women love their shoes. They were all like my favorite pairs of like super sexy, strappy, stiletto, funky, colorful heels. And I like had to give myself like a little like pep talk of like, it's okay. They're only shoes. I'll get different shoes. Yes, I really liked those shoes, but I'm never going to see those shoes again. So like, just get over it. Chachkies, tell me, please enlighten me in the comments. What do shoes represent in dream world? What does aquatic tennis represent in the dream world? I don't know. I don't know. My dreams are so like intense and vivid sometimes, but like they're always so random. Like last night, shout out to Katie Valeri. Doubt her name is still Katie Valeri. I'm sure that she's like married now with 3 kids somewhere in Massachusetts or Connecticut or Pennsylvania or something. But anyway, I went to college with this chick. Her name was Katie Valeri. We knew who each other were. We had friends in common. Like some of my friends were good friends with her, but we were like acquaintances. We weren't necessarily friends. Katie Valeri was in my dream last night. What's up, Katie Valeri? Shout out to Katie Valeri or whatever your name is. But like, what's going on in the subconscious that Katie Valeri felt the need to come in last night and like be a part of this aquatic class? I was the only one in my bra and underwear, by the way. Everyone else was like properly attired to be in a public pool. I wish I remembered my dreams more, although like I seem to remember enough that I should be able to kind of piece together like what is the symbolism that's happening here. But I I I don't know. I'm at most mornings I wake up at a complete loss of like what just happened? What was that? Why was I there? Like just total randomness. And I'm sure deep in the depths of my subconscious, all of this makes sense. Katie Valeri like represents something. But I'm going to tell you right now, subconscious and universe, whatever it is that Katie Valeri represents, it was lost on me. So if the next time you're trying to like deliver this message, if you could do it in a way that's like a little less cryptic. Sorry to call you Katie, sorry to call you cryptic, but in this dream you were. I would really appreciate just like a straight up, very, like, I feel like when you are watching like TV, when you're watching movies or a TV show and there's like a dream sequence, it's never that obtuse. It's never that weird or far of a stretch of like what this dream is supposed to represent. It's always pretty obvious of like, oh, this is a dream sequence and they're dreaming about like X, Y, and Z happening or this fear or whatever. My dreams are not like that. My dreams are like total like telenovela soap operas that just like the most random things are happening. We have random guest starrings. I don't play tennis. I do enjoy like aqua aerobics. I do it at the YMCA. So I guess getting in the water, but I don't wear my underwear for it. I've never shown up and been like, oh, I forgot to wear my bathing suit for this. And it's also not for credit. It's not for any kind of class or anything. Or I guess it is an aquafit class I do, but it's not for any kind of like grade, or there's no passing. No one cares whether or not I show up to this aquafit class. In fact, this morning I didn't go because the class is at 9:30 and I was like still unconscious this morning. I was so tired. Don't know why I was so tired, but I was. So like at the time of the aquafit class, I was dreaming. I because I had this dream like in the morning. I was dreaming about playing tennis in the pool in my underwear. So maybe that was like my brain's way of knowing that I should have been at Aquafit. Maybe I still like did I still torch those calories? Was it like a subconscious torching of calories because I've like technically was like still in the pool if like my spirit was in the pool? I don't know. I wish if I could do it all again, I would have studied dreams a long time ago and started like dissecting like what is happening to me when I'm sleeping. But for now, I'm at a loss because to start getting into the dreamscape now, like there's way too many things that I'm concerned about while I'm awake to be concerned about what I'm concerned about when I'm asleep. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. What am I concerned about when I'm awake? I don't know. Everything. I don't even know if we have time to get into all of that today. We're talking about dreams today. Chachki, tell me about your dreams in the comments. Do you have like crazy things happening in your dreams? Do you have random, seemingly inconsequential people from your past coming into your dreams? I do all the time. Like people I haven't thought about in 20, 30 years, haven't seen them from my childhood, I mean, Katie Valeri is from when I was in college 20 years ago. Like that's not even like a childhood memory, like a trauma. I zero trauma or like association with her. I literally have not spoken to her since, I don't know, probably like a week before I graduated from college. I'm at a loss. Katie Valeri, if you're watching this, if for some reason the Cha Cha Beat has found you, maybe that's what it's all is about. Maybe it was supposed to be that I had this dream and I came on here and talking about Katie Valeri and she watches this video and she reaches out and she just loves the Cha Cha Beat and wants to know more. And she decides, yes, tell me more, Cha Cha. Tell me everything you have to say. And I would say, Katie, you have to check out my website. Go to chachabeat.com, and that's where you're going to find all of my writing, including excerpts from my book, my memoir, Let Me Out, I'm Stuck. And that's just like a dreamscape of stories to take you through my coming of age. So maybe that's why Katie was in my dream. Maybe the universe is ready for Katie and I to reconnect and for her to read my book. So thank you, Katie, for being here. Loved seeing you last night. It was good to see you in good health, still with the blonde hair and apparently very recognizable. It took me, when I woke up, it took me a minute to like remember her name. I'm like, who was that? It's Katie something, but Katie Valeri. That's the name. Tried looking her up on Facebook this morning. I'm not on Instagram. Tried looking her up on Facebook, but first of all, I don't know how to spell Valeri. And second of all, I'm pretty, because when I typed it in, it came out as Valerie. But also, I'm pretty sure that she's just like not on Facebook. But also, I doubt that her name even is Valeri because I'm sure she's married. I'm sure she changed her name. And this is going nowhere. So, like, what's up, subconscious? What was the point of that? You might want to just tell me because clearly I missed it. What does Katie Valeri have to do with my shoes in a department store and losing my shoes? Why would I even line my shoes up like that in the first place? Why did I put my underwear on inside out? What significance in the dream symbolism world does inside out underwear represent? There must be. There must be some Freudian reason of why my red underwear was on inside out. Go ahead, Chachskies, psychoanalyze me. Let me know. I would love to hear the theories on what inside out red underwear means, matched with a black bra in the pool playing tennis. Spoiler alert, I was not good at tennis in the pool. I'm not good at tennis in real life. I don't really have great hand-eye coordination. You know, I'm a little cross-eyed, so like I'll swing here and the ball will be way over there. I don't play pool. It's like almost impossible for me to make a connection between like the pool cue and the ball. Like I can't. I don't see straight. Luckily, I was not playing pool in my underwear, although that's kind of funny, right? Because like I was in a pool, I wasn't playing pool. But if I were playing pool in my underwear, it's a lot harder to disguise that you're in your underwear. At least in the pool, you know, it looks like a bathing suit, and I was like mostly submerged in water. So it's a little easier to like get away with the fact that I was not properly prepared for class. I don't think the instructor noticed though. I think others in the class noticed that I was just wearing my underwear, but it was like, shh, don't tell anyone. I'm just trying to like get a passing grade here. I'm just trying to get not even an A for effort, but like a A for attendance, I suppose. But of course, I'm not going to get an A because you probably have to be able to hit the ball in tennis in order to like get an A. But I just wanted a passing grade so that I wouldn't have to do it all again. And then I was like on some like hotel terrace and a old like project, she's not old, but from a previous job, a project manager that I used to know, she was on this terrace having like a lovely meal. She was actually waiting for a friend to show up, and I went over and I said, oh, hi, how are you? It's good to see you, blah, 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 blah. Haven't thought about this woman in like, I don't know, probably like a decade. I haven't thought of this project manager. Like, what was she doing in my dream last night? And why was I on this hotel terrace? So weird. Chachskies, do you have weird dreams? Do you have like really just like vivid, crazy telenovela, symbolic, just wackiness happening to you every night? Like I have, I have so many dreams that I really should be better at like writing them down and recording like what is going on. Very, very rarely do I feel like I like actually wake up and I'm like, oh, like that dream was probably induced by this. For a little while, I'm currently a little obsessed. I'm less obsessed than I was like 2 weeks ago. I'm still like a little obsessed with So You Think You Can Dance, the show from like the early aughts. If you've never seen So I Think You Can Dance, wait, So You Think You Can Dance, highly recommend watching it. It's even better to watch it on demand because there's no commercials. It's like an hour and a half long TV show. I don't even like know how people cared to watch it with commercials like back in the day of 2010. But anyway, I'm watching it without commercials, and it's so amazing what these, I'm going to call them kids because they're all in their 20s, what these kids are capable of learning in a week, all of these new dances, the choreography. So anyway, so for a little while when I was watching it, in my dreams each night, I would be dancing, and that was pretty freaking cool. Loved being a dancer in my dreams. Don't necessarily love being a naked aquatic tennis player in my dreams. Don't wake up with the same kind of like, ooh, that was fun. That was romantic. That was inspirational. No, it's more like waking up of like, that was weird. That was awkward. That was uncalled for. Why? Why? Why was I wearing inside out underwear playing aquatic tennis for some kind of grade in my dream? Chachskies, I am turning this over to you now. I need to know. I need your comments. I need your wisdom. What does this all mean? And I have so many dreams that I think that this might actually be like a regular segment of me bringing you like, please, please help me interpret what my subconscious is trying to tell me, because clearly subconscious, I'm my consciousness is not enough alone to understand what you are saying, girl. Like, my subconscious is so cryptic that it's just it's above me. It's all Greek to me. So if any of y'all speak Greek, please help me understand what this is all about. Like the shoes, Katie Valeri, what are you doing in there? What's going on? As always, if you'd like to know more about me and the Cha-Cha Beat, please, just like Katie Valeri, please go to my website, chachabeat.com, and that's where you're going to find excerpts from my book, Let Me Out, I'm Stuck, which is my coming-of-age story of being in New York City and kind of realizing that nothing in my current world is anything that is right for me. It's nothing that I want. And coming to California, falling in love, figuring it all out, and just really becoming me. It is, yes, it's a story about me, obviously. It's my story, it's my memoir. But I think that it is a coming of age story that everyone can relate to, especially all my millennials out there, how technology changed during our adulthood. When I graduated from college, I didn't have a cell phone. And then, as I'm going through all of these jobs, I got my first Gmail account. I got my first iPad through a job. I went to grad school for the publishing industry to be in books and magazines the same year that the iPad was invented and just like disrupted the crap out of the entire publishing industry. Even if you're not in publishing, Chachskies, I know you can relate with the fact that since we graduated from college, it's just been like the economy has just been like a shit show of getting laid off job after job. It's been wild. It's wild. And so if you think that you can relate to anything that I've said today, if you just want a really beautiful or intriguing or funny or suspenseful story to read, you're going to want to head over to chachabeat.com, navigate to the book beat, and just start reading. You can literally pick up anywhere in the book. You don't have to read it in order, which is like one of the most amazing things about Let Me Out, I'm Stuck. You can read any excerpt and stand alone, and you can know exactly what's going on. You're still going to get the emotion, the heart, the feeling, the love, the angst. You're going to get it all, and you're going to be like, whoa, I need to read another one. At least that's what Katie Valeri is going to say when she checks it out. I know it. All right, Chachskies, thank you so much for being here today. If you liked this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep calm and cha-cha on.
Cha-cha-cha.